Smile. Hello,
Hi.
and how are you doing? Welcome. We're glad you could join us on reading through the Bible in a year, and we're at day 123, and we're reading 1 Kings chapter 14 and 15, and then we'll be reading Luke chapter 22 verses 21 to 46. So we're just going to open in prayer, and then we'll see where we go from there. God in heaven, we praise you and thank you for your love that you lavish so generously upon us with such tender, loving care. We thank you that you dote over us, your children. We are awed at how you delight in us. And we thank you. We ask, Lord, that as we read your word tonight, that you will make it real to us so that we may know you in a better way. Bless all those that are tuning in with us. May they receive blessing as well, Lord. In Jesus' name. Amen. So here we go. I read first this time because you read first last night, I think. Notice I said I think.
I'm still waking.
Yeah, I got home today and she wasn't feeling very good, so I told her to go lay down and have a little nap. And we were going to go to our daughter's place and
It's her birthday.
birthday tomorrow, and we're going to sit in the hot tub and sit down and have a coffee and a little bit of time with them. And the day before her birthday, so I guess we're going to have to do that tomorrow night if their schedule allows it. But anyhow, I had to go out and get some cheese because she wanted a grilled cheese sandwich and some soup. And we didn't have any cheese. So while she was sleeping, I went and got cheese. When she got back, she was sound asleep. So she only slept for 3 hours. So
I have such a bad headache.
okay, well, we'll read them. Had Ahijah prophesied against Jeroboam. Ahijah. At that time, Abijah, son of Jeroboam, became ill. And Jeroboam said to his wife, "Go, disguise yourself so you won't be recognized as the wife of Jeroboam. Then go to Shiloh. Ahijah the prophet is there, and the one who told me I would be king over his people. Take 10 loaves of bread with you, some cakes, and a jar of honey, and go to him. He will tell you what will happen to the boy." So Jeroboam's wife did what he said and went to Ahijah's house in Shiloh. Now Ahijah could not see; his sight was gone because of his age. But the Lord had told Ahijah, "Jeroboam's wife is coming to ask you about her son, for he is ill, and you are to give her such and such an answer. When she arrives, she will pretend to be someone else." So when Ahijah heard the sound of her footsteps at the door, he said, "Come in, wife of Jeroboam. Why this pretense? I have been sent to you with bad news." "Go tell Jeroboam that this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. I raised you up from among the people and made you a leader over my people Israel. I tore the kingdom away from the house of David and gave it to you. But you have not been like my servant David, who kept my commands and followed me with all his heart, doing only what was right in my eyes. You have done more evil than all who lived before you. You have made for yourself other gods, idols made of metal. You have provoked me to anger and thrust me behind your back. Because of this, I am going to bring disaster on the house of Jeroboam. I will cut off from Jeroboam every last male in Israel, slave or free. I will burn up the house of Jeroboam as one burns dung, till it is all gone. Dogs will eat those belonging to Jeroboam who die in the city, and the birds of the air will feed on those who die in the country. The Lord has spoken. As for you, go back home. When you set foot in your city, the boy will die. All Israel will mourn for him and bury him. He is the only one belonging to Jeroboam who will be buried, because he is the only one in the house of Jeroboam in whom the Lord, the God of Israel, has found anything good." Wow. the Lord, this boy is going to die, even though the Lord has found good in him. Okay? The Lord will raise up for himself a king over Israel who will cut off the family of Jeroboam. This is the day. What? Yes, even now. And the Lord will strike Israel so that it will be like a reed swaying in the water. He will uproot Israel from its good land that he gave to their forefathers and scatter them beyond the river, because they provoked the Lord to anger by making Asherah poles, and he will give Israel up because of the sins Jeroboam has committed and has caused Israel to commit. When Jeroboam's wife got up and left and went to Tirzah, as soon as she stepped over the threshold of the house, the boy died.
I wouldn't have went home.
They buried
If it was
him,
my kid.
and all Israel mourned for him, as the Lord had said through his servant the prophet Ahijah. The other events of Jeroboam's reign, his wars, and how he ruled are written in the book of Annals of the kings of Israel. He reigned for 22 years, and then rested with his fathers, and Nabar his son succeeded him as king. Rehoboam, king of Judah, is the next portion. Do you want to read?
Sure. And Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, reigned in Judah. Rehoboam was 41 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 17 years in Jerusalem, the city which the Lord did choose out of all the tribes of Israel to put his name there. And his mother's name was Naamah
Naamah.
Amaris. And Judah did evil in the sight of the Lord, and they provoked him to jealousy with their sins, which they had committed, above all their father had done. For they also built high places and images, and groves on every high hill, and under every green tree. And there were also sodomites
This is
in the
male
land.
prostitutes.
I was going to say,
Shrines.
Sodom was destroyed.
Male
so-
shrine prostitutes in the land.
And they did accordingly to all the abominations of the nations, which the Lord cast out before the children of Israel. And it came to pass in the 5th year of the king of Rehoboam, that Shishak king of Egypt came up against Jerusalem, and he took away the treasures of the house of the Lord, and the treasures of the king's house. He even took away and he took away all the shields of gold which Solomon had made. The king of Rehoboam made in their stead brazen shields, and committed them unto the hands of the chief of the guard, which kept the door of the king's house. And it was so, when the king went out of the house of the Lord, that the guard bare them and brought them back into the guard chambers. Now the rest of the acts of Rehoboam and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And there was war between Rehoboam and Jeroboam, and all their days. And Rehoboam slept with his fathers, and was buried with his fathers in the city of David. And his mother's name was Naamah, and Amorites, and Abijah, his son, reigned in his stead. Chapter 15.
Abijah, king of Judah. In the 18th year of the reign of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, Abijah became king of Judah, and he reigned in Jerusalem 3 years. His mother's name was Maacah, daughter of Abishalom. He committed all the sins his father had done before him. His heart was not fully devoted to the Lord his God, as the heart of David his forefather had been. Nevertheless, for David's sake, the Lord his God gave him a lamp in Jerusalem by raising up a son to succeed him, and by making Jerusalem strong. For David had done what was right in the eyes of the Lord, and had not failed to keep any of the Lord's commands all the days of his life, except in the case of Uriah the Hittite. There was war between Rehoboam and Jeroboam throughout Abijah's life. As for the events of Abijah's reign and all that he did, are they not written in the book of Annals of the kings of Judah? There was war between Abijah and Jeroboam, And Abijah rested with his fathers and was buried in the city of David. And Asa his son succeeded him as king. Asa, king of Judah, verse 9.
And in the 20th year of Jeroboam, king of Israel, reigned Asa over Judah. And 41 years reigned he in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Maachah,
His grandmother.
the daughter. Mine just says mother.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe his mother died and his grandmother raised him to sometimes.
Yeah, well, it's the same name. Abishai. Okay, verse
Daughter
11.
of Abijah. And Asa did what was right, which was
Right.
right in the eyes of the Lord, as David his father. Why they call him David his father and this is like a couple generations away? See, they don't use the name grandfather, do they, and grandmother? And he took away the Sodomites out of the land, and removed the idols which his fathers had made, and also Maachah his mother, even her he removed from being queen, because she had made an idol in a grove, and Asa destroyed her idol and burnt it by the brook of Kidron. But the high places were not removed, and nevertheless Asa's heart was perfect with the Lord all his days. And he brought in the things which his father had dedicated, and the things which himself had dedicated into the house of the Lord, silver and gold and vessels. And there was war between Asa and Baasha, king of Israel, all their days. Verse 17.
Baasha, king of Israel, went up against Judah and fortified Ramah to prevent anyone from leaving or entering the territory of Asa, king of Judah. Asa then took all the silver and gold that was left in the treasuries of the Lord's temple and of his own palace. He entrusted it to his officials and sent them to Ben-Hadad, son of Tabrimon, the son of Hezion, the king of Aram, who was ruling in Damascus. Let there be a treaty between me and you, he said, as there was between my father and your father. So I am sending you a gift of silver and gold. Now break your treaty with Baasha, king of Israel, so you will withdraw from me. Ben-Hadad agreed with King Asa and sent the commanders of his forces against the towns of Israel. He conquered Ijan, Dan, Abel, Beth-Makkah, and all Kinnereth, in addition to Naphtali. When Baasha heard this, he stopped building Ramah and withdrew to Tirzah. Then King Asa issued an order to all Judah. No one was exempt, and they carried away from Ramah the stones and timber Baasha had been using there. With them, King Asa built up Geba in Benjamin, and also Mizpah. As for all the other events of Asa's reign, all his achievements, all he did, and the cities he built, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Judah? In his old age, however, his feet became diseased. Then Asa rested with his fathers, and was buried with them in the city of his father David. And Jehoshaphat, his son, succeeded him as king. And that's where we'll stop right now.
Is it up? Hands up.
Well, it's 14:11. So
Verse 25 will start.
we'll come on second portion and we'll finish the reading for today. And was your rest good?
I have such a headache. Tiny headache. I toss and turn.
Well,